We are Group 2H with Matt Gardner, Andy Gloss, and Sean Burke, and we are going to talk about the Google App Engine. Sean is going to start us off.
First, we're going to talk about the main features of Google App Engine. Google App Engine is a part of the Google Cloud Platform. It offers platform-as-a-service cloud computing solutions for developers to build and host web applications. This service is similar to other services such as Amazon EC2 as a part of AWS, Microsoft Azure, and others. Google App Engine supports several programming languages, including Python, Java, Java Virtual Machine Languages, Go, PHP, and Node.js. App Engine's runtime supports many popular Java frameworks such as Struts 2 and Spring MVC. It also supports several Java Virtual Machine compatible languages. Python frameworks supported include Django, CherryPy, Pyramid, Flask, as well as a custom Google written framework. Any Python framework that utilizes the web server gateway interface can also be used to create an application, and any third-party libraries may also be used if they're written in pure Python. One great feature of Google App Engine is that it has a 99.95% uptime for their high replication data store applications, which are the primary applications on Google App Engine. Google App Engine is a great solution for small to medium businesses due to its simplicity to develop and deploy an application, a feature-rich management console that provides users with easy-to-use tools, and it also provides affordable and competitive pricing. Next, we will talk about the cloud data store that the Google App Engine utilizes. Perhaps one of the more unique parts of Google's App Engine is their cloud data store. The data store is a NoSQL database solution offered for their cloud solutions. The data store is built for automatic and large scalability with ease of application development. The cloud data store is designed for large data sets. This allows applications to receive large amounts of traffic without performance suffering. This happens because the data store only supports queries whose performance scales with the result set as opposed to the data set. So for example, a query that has a result set of 100 performs the same whether it searches several hundred entities or millions of entities. This is what allows it to scale over large amounts of data. The data store supports GQL or GQL, which is a SQL-like syntax. This differs from SQL in several ways, such as not supporting the join statement and other statements. This is due to the distributed nature of the data store and the inefficiencies that SQL poses with querying across more than one machine. There are other Google Cloud solutions for those requiring a traditional relational database such as Google Cloud SQL or Google Cloud Bigtable. Next, we will hear from Matt about the pricing of Google App Engine.
The Google Apps Engine pricing model is similar to most cloud services in that they offer a free tier which allows a daily limited amount of processing power, requests, storage, etc. They then will allow you to pay for any additional resources that are needed past the free tier. In your account, you are able to monitor the day's usage of your resources and determine if you are going to need to pay for additional resources. You can see that they show you where your free tier limit is. This is a very simple process by going to your settings and increasing or decreasing the daily budget. This will allow you to see exactly what resources you can get for the amount that you are willing to pay. You can customize each resource according to you or your company's needs. It is very flexible and simple to understand. When you sign up for an account, you receive $300 of credit for free in addition to your free daily resources. So in conclusion, Google Apps Engine is ideal for small to medium businesses that have a focus on ease of use and simplicity. Many of the hassles and frustrations of system administration, deployment, and monitoring are stripped away and taken care of by Google. Google App Engine provides easy-to-use tools, scalability, and great customer service and support for the premium accounts. However, there are some limitations. For example, App Engine requires the strict use of the supported languages and frameworks. There also needs to be modifications made to many existing web applications if a business or user desires to move their application to the App Engine. The Cloud Data Store is also something that needs to be considered for businesses or users that are looking for cloud web application solutions. If starting an application from scratch, this can be a great solution, but transitioning from a relational database or modifying your current application can be a hurdle. So now we'll hear from Andy and get a quick demo of how you can use Google App Engine.
First, when you sign up for the Google App Engine, you get a free daily quota for each project you set up. So if you never go over that daily quota, technically you'll never be charged for the service. With AWS, you get one free EC2 micro instance for your first sign up, and it's free for a year. You also get $300 in credit when you initially sign up, so you can use that towards any projects that go over the free daily limit. The list of products on Google's App Engine is a lot smaller than on AWS, and it's focused more on classic infrastructure as a service and platform as a service services. The other thing that I found interesting is that AWS rounds to the nearest hour when they're actually billing you, whereas Google Apps will round to the minute. There's a 10-minute minimum, and then from there you just pay by minute for what you use. So let's jump into the console and see how we can get an app up and running. So here's the dashboard you get when you initially sign up. I've actually already created a project, but I'll go ahead and create a new one here just so we can see how it is. We'll call it IS 531 Demo. So we hit create and we watch our little spinning notification up here to see when that will be finished creating. It took a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but the rest of it is pretty quick. So there you go. Our project is now created, and you can see it's dropped us into the dashboard for our new project that we created. There's different links and things you can try. We're actually just going to go ahead and hit our Get Started, and we'll get started with a new project. We can start building an application in Python. So the nice thing is for your Get Started, it gives you this quick walkthrough, and it's guided so that you can see all the aspects and how you get things up and running. So first of all, it's just asking us which project we want to work on, and then it dumps a bunch of sample code into our project. So the first thing we have to do is click on our development, and that will show us all of the files that have been cloned into our directory. So here we have all of our things. So the app.yaml file will show you all of the information about your project. So it shows you whether you're running a Python instance, which is what we're doing, or the various different ones you can do. It also gives you resource allocation if you want to add more memory, and then also talks about your scaling settings. So the other important part is to use the console, or sorry, the shell. We're in the console right now. So with our shell, that's how we're actually going to start up our web service and get everything going. So in their tutorial, they just provide you the handy commands here to type in. So the first thing we're going to do is set which project we're using. And then we clone. They have sample code that's in a Git repository, so we're going to go ahead and clone that. And then go to our tutorial directory where those files have been cloned. So the next thing to do is you can test your app on the shell. So before you actually deploy it to where it's a live URL that people can view it, you can just look at it yourself. So to do that, we're going to start our dev server. And then once that happens, so we just have to give it a second here, we can go ahead and on our console down here, this will show us our web preview on port 8080. So there's our preview. It says hello world. And then the other thing is that's nice is you're going to use standard shell inputs, like we say Control-C to cancel that, and it'll terminate our development preview of our app. And then after that, it's a simple command to go ahead and deploy our app and make it live. We just have to say yes, we want to continue deploying it, and then wait for that to finish. So what it's actually doing is it's going to create a URL at appspot.com or a subdomain at appspot.com that we can use to access our app. And this will be live for anybody to go view publicly. So it's is531-demo.appspot.com. If we click on that, it loads up and says hello world. It's pretty simple. So the other thing that's cool that we can do then is go into our app engine and we can view the status of our app there. So we can see up here my instance is running. It's been running for 0.00015 hours. No billable time. It's 5 cents an hour after I go over my daily quota. And then you can see down here things like load, errors, application errors, server errors, client errors, and obviously we don't have any of those because it was a pretty simple task and it just barely started. So the other thing I wanted to point out was your quota is reset every 8 hours, and that's every 24 hours. And that is at midnight. So even though we just barely started this, it's only got 8 hours to go before it rolls over on our quota. So that's just a quick overview of the dashboard and how easy it is to deploy an app. Obviously, it was pretty quick and painless. Thank you for watching.